How to spot a fake friend a mile off. 15 unmistakable signs. Keep in mind that true friends are always around when you really need them. They never make you feel bad and are instead fun, supportive, and kind to you. They may occasionally admonish you on poor life choices you make or call you out on your BS. But it's all good because somehow you feel their presence in your life helps you grow. Now let's flip the coin and take a look at fake friends. And let's see a few proven ways you can identify them. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about how to identify a fake friend a mile off. And I'm giving you 15 unmistakable signs you need to know. Number 1, you feel like you have to walk on eggshells with them. Those friends around whom you feel like, okay, you can't really express yourself. You have to be very careful of what you say, of how you act. You have to walk on eggshells with them. It's just very, it gives you sort of some kind of bad feeling. And this is a sign of a fake friend. If you're not comfortable around someone that you hang out with, and you constantly feel like you have to check your behavior or attitude of what you have to say, it's just not a good sign. Number 2, they hate it if you call them out on inappropriate behavior. Imagine you found something that happened, and your friend, so-called friend, you make a remark to them, you tell them what happens, and they just take it very bad. They don't appreciate it, and even worse, they never apologize. If you call someone on improper behavior once, if you call them out on improper behavior once, twice, 3 times, and they never take it seriously, or they don't really appreciate it, this is not a friend. Because a friend is someone who really cares about you. If they truly care about you, they'll do their best to ensure your relationship is what? Synergistic, harmonious, symbiotic. Number 3, those friends those quote unquote friends who always put you down. This is just not acceptable. This is not a friend. Someone who puts you down consistently is not a friend. If you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or just a regular friend, and that person is not there to support you, or you don't even see them at all, this is not a sign of friendship. So watch out for that. Those friends, usually they will do it from a place of pain. What I'm trying to say is they may have low self-esteem, or they may project their issues onto you. They're looking for a scapegoat. If somebody is putting you down, chances are he or she is already down and just trying to bring you to their level. Number 4, they disappear when you need them. Fake friends disappear when you need them. Those are not real friends. I always say, like, if I'm stranded on a highway at 2 a.m. and I'm calling a friend and that person doesn't pick up the call, this is not a friend. I don't need friends, and you don't need friends for that matter when times are good. You need friends, the real friends, when times are bad. That's when you really, really need them. So if somebody disappears whenever you need them, whenever you are in an emergency or you are in an urgent challenge and you need help, and that person is not around, you want to start thinking about the notion of friendship with that person. Number 5, they don't fight for you. A real friend will always support you. He or she will defend you when you're not around. He or she will go the extra mile to make your case when you're not around. A fake friend will rather disappear. They will never vouch for you. They will never want to take, quote unquote, the risk of vouching for you, which is even worse, because why would someone think about risk if they are in a symbiotic relationship with you? So think about that. If someone really appreciates your friendship and really wants to be around you, they should fight for you. If someone is just looking on silently, letting you fight alone, you are indeed alone. Okay? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm just doing fantastic here. I'm having a conversation here around how to spot a fake friend a mile off, and I'm giving you 15 unmistakable signs you can use to identify those. And I've already given you 5, I believe. Yeah, 5. If you love the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be informed in real time whenever we drop a new show. And we do this every single day, rain or shine. And comment below if you also have experienced episodes of fake friendship and how you have dealt with that, with those episodes, how you have dealt with those friends also. And also share this content and like the content so we can reach more people with our content. Number 6, they spread rumor and gossip. This is just one of the worst. If you have a friend, a quote unquote friend, somebody in your entourage who consistently spreads gossip and gets into some kind of gossip and rumors around you or around things in general, you don't want to be around that person. That person is not a friend, especially your secrets, because they're thinking your secrets are never secrets with them. So if you tell somebody something and the next day or the next week you hear from, or even the next hour in some cases, then you want to cut ties with that person. All right. Number 7, they envy your success or happiness. This is so true. You have a lot of folks around, they will laugh and they will backstab you. They will laugh with you in the morning and backstab you at night. So and remember, it's just a lot better to be alone than to be in ill company, to be in bad company, right? So if someone in your private circle envies your success or happiness, instead of glorifying it, instead of supporting it, instead of fostering it, then you want to kick that person out of your private circle, because they're actually mounting a negative campaign against you, and their adversarial approach will sooner or later hurt you. Remember, those who are closer to you are geographically and metaphorically more able to hurt you. Let me repeat that. If somebody is closer to you, whether it is in your circle, they're closer to you as a family member or as a friend, as a colleague, if they're closer to you physically, they can hurt you metaphorically and literally. It's a lot easier for them. So if somebody starts envying your success or happiness, you want to kick them out. You are their emotional punching bag. You know, those friends will always come and they just like, they are basically always coming to you for when they have problems, when they have challenges. They are just putting everything on you. You don't want that, right? So I'm talking here about the friends who always tells you everything about the awful crap going on in their life. So you're just on the phone sitting around and just listening. They're never calling you for something great. They're never calling you for anything that will just lift you up. Or even worse, they're not even calling you to ask you how you doing, like asking you what's going on in your own life. And this is something that you really don't want. Whether it is in a friendship or in a relationship, you want to get out of there ASAP. So never be anybody else's emotional punching bag. Now, if you accept to do it temporarily, that's pretty cool, as long as there is an exit plan here, or there is some kind of mutuality, reciprocity, right? So they're doing the same thing with you that you're doing with them, then it's fine. Number 9, they might fish for information. Fake friends, a lot of times, will try to fish for information. They'll try to grab any kind of intel about you that they might use for their gossip or to spread rumors. Whether you have recently broken up with someone, or you're starting a job and the salary ain't really that good, or you are basically trying to set up a business, things that usually should be secret. Any things that you're trying to keep private. Those friends are fishing for it, and they're not fishing for it just because they like you. They're fishing for it because they want to use it against you, or either directly or indirectly. So beware of those chatty and some kind of sneaky friends, quote unquote, again, friends in your circle. All right. And number 10, you only hear from them when they need or want something. That's one of my least favorite friends, or quote unquote connections, as I usually call them. You know, those friends that they only contact you. Oh, hey, you know, I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing? Are you free next weekend? I have to move out of my apartment and I need you. Or they want money. They need money. Oh, you know, hey, listen, it's been decades I haven't talked to you. What's happening here? Could you please help me out with $500 or $1,000 because I need, you understand what I mean. The thing here is that those friends that you hear from only when they need or want something, or some of the worst, because they're not even looking at you as an emotional punching bag. They're looking at you as some kind of universal karma bank, someone who's always there, who will always be there for them, who will always be there to help them. But they never think about the reciprocity. They never think about empathy, altruism here. They never think about the give and take, the win-win solution. It's only a one way. You're talking about a monologue here. There's no dialogue. Stay away from those friends, my friend. Stay away from them. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. We're also having a conversation here around how to spot a fake friend, a mile off. 15 unmistakable friends. Number 11, they hold grudges and never forget or let you forget. If a friend is not able to forget things that happened in the past and they constantly drag on and constantly remind you of what you did, this is not a friend. Remember, a friend is meant to support you. His friend is meant to call you out on your BS from time to time. But most importantly, he or she is there to support you, right? And the thing here is that those friends who hold grudges and never forget, they tend to have double standards. While they're holding you to a higher standard, they themselves want to apply to them a different set of rules. Number 12, they only know you on a superficial level. Now, if a friend doesn't know you in and out, now I'm not saying you have to share your inner secrets with your friend, but a friend, a real friend, that is, should know a minimum about you. They should know your passions. They should know your favorite color, your dreams, a little bit of your dreams, your passions. Yeah, I mean everything about you, whether it is work, whether it is love, religion, faith, whatever. Now, if a friend only knows you on a superficial level, in other words, you haven't had the conversation, you haven't had the time needed to have several conversations through which they will get to know you better, then chances are the connection wasn't there in the first place, right? In other words, let's say you just recently had a baby and that friend didn't even call you, or he or she didn't even know about the good news, right? Whether you had a baby or you just lost someone, whatever it is, if that friend doesn't know you at a deeper level, he or she is not really a friend. Number 13, you feel like you don't know them really well. It's the same thing. So let's just flip. This is the other side of the coin. So you know them. They know you. They know you on a superficial level. And on 13, you feel like you don't know them really well. So they're probably hiding something. They're not talking to you. They're not asking you some of your questions. They're not answering some of your questions. And one thing that you can also see, which is a harbinger of fake friendship, is if their personal story is inconsistent. They tell you one thing and then you're trying to recoup and it just doesn't add up. You know, you have no idea what they're doing at the moment. You don't even seem to care to know. This indifference, this lack of interest is a harbinger of fake friendship. Number 14, you can spot a fake friend a mile off if they mostly talk about themselves. You know those friends who brag all the time. They always have stories going on. They have, they're going here this weekend. The kids are going here this weekend, and then next weekend they're part of the golf club. They're doing this and that and this and that. Work, life, family, everything sounds perfect. This is a sign of fake friendship. If they speak about themselves all the time, that means that they have no interest in you. And the question is, what are you doing around them? Are you trying to be a reporter? Are you taking notes to write an article? Are you an emotional punch bag? What are you really? Right? So you want to get out of this circle of self-absorbed narcissists who spend the majority of their time discussing their lives and their problems and their dreams and everything. And the last sign you can use to spot a fake friend is that they will judge your mistakes, failures, and poor judgment harshly. Remember, I said earlier that a friend is supposed to support you. So if you have someone who is judging your mistakes, your mishaps, your poor judgments very harshly, very severely, then you know they're not a friend. Even a parent who is admonishing or punishing physically a child has in his or her mind a limit not to go beyond. So if someone is really your friend, they have to talk to you. If you do something bad, they have to talk to you in a polite way, in a way that is affectionate, in a way that shows love, that shows care, right? Not in a way that is just that lacks affection, that lacks love, that lacks care, that lacks thoughtfulness, courtesy. All right. So if they judge you, if they judge your mistakes, failures, and poor judgments strictly, severely, harshly, then you know they're not a friend. All right. So folks, here they are. You had all the 15 unmistakable signs that someone is not a real friend and they are a fake supporter, and you want to kick them out of your private circle ASAP. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.